Boom. What's good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy, Fares Muthana, and welcome to another great edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals. Today, we have a lot of big news, mainly on one side of the aisle. The Giants have had a boring offseason.
Well, how is that nice?
That's
Like
pretty
you're,
nice. I
yeah,
thoroughly
nobody's
enjoyed it.
talking about you while you're just
We,
practicing, not even the game has started.
we're,
But
we're just practicing. Nothing's happening. All my news are all training camp related. Injuries to Andrew Thomas, how his rehab is going. Jackson Dart and just every day just improving. Tyler Nubin becoming the leader of the back end of the defense. He's key, right? Because Tyler Nubin was I believe either the top safety in the what's up, Leo? How are you? Was either the top safety in last year's draft or the second best safety in last year's draft. So the Giants are drafting people at the top of their positions in these drafts. He got injured last year. That was the problem with him. He got injured, so he was injured for most of the year. Then towards the end of the year, he came back, and it was getting but the season was already over. Games didn't matter. People are just playing to play. So there's that. So him emerging as the leader of the back end is something we really like because he was drafted to replace Xavier McKinney. Even though they don't play the same position, they drafted him because he's more of a, a little forward in the box safety. But we'll see if he can show you he has more tricks to the trade. So we'll see that. But really, the big news of the day, even which surpassed the big news of Cowboys training camp 2 days ago, actually, because they had big news 2 days ago. Unfortunately, do we just ignore what happened 2 days ago and just focus on what, Caleb, let's tease them, right? Let's tease them. Let's talk about what happened a couple of days ago to one of the Tylers. We talk about the Tyler times three, Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, and Tyler Booker. It happened to Tyler Guyton. Initially, Caleb, it was feared to be an ACL. What ended up happening?
They looked at it again, basically, and say, "Hey, we got it wrong. It was not an ACL. Maybe it's more of a sprain or whatever.
It was a bone fracture. It will not require surgery. Adam Schefter dropped. He's out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. So he's probably going to miss the first 2 games, maybe, of the year.
No, not necessarily. Maybe if it's 4 to 6.
Well, it depends. Well, it depends.
Is it starting 5 weeks?
Well, if it looks good after 4, maybe. But if it doesn't look good after 6, you may still have to, sit him out. Because it's only 3 preseason games. So this is preseason week 1. So you miss this week, next week, and the following week. So that's 3. And then week 1, 4.
You just skipped a week.
What do you mean you skipped a week?
You skipped the bye week between the third week and the opener.
No, don't they? No, we go right into it after the third week.
There's a bye week.
Oh, really?
Labor Day weekend is the bye week.
Oh, okay. Because September 11th is opening night.
Yeah.
No, the first Sunday, right? Yeah. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes, the first Sunday. So
that's why there's 5 weeks. There's literally 5 weeks until the season starts.
So that Thursday, the 11th, is Eagles Chiefs. Is it Eagles Chiefs? What is it?
Oh, it's Eagles Cowboys.
Eagles Cowboys. So you missed that. I think you. Well, okay. So that's 5 weeks. But what if he still doesn't look good? He still may miss a game. We don't know.
You can't determine an injury 5 weeks out and say he's not going to look good or not going to look good.
We'll see. That's why they give you 4 to 6 weeks. They don't know either.
Okay, well, we'll see.
We'll see. Shout out to Jay. Caleb, I swear, if Jerry senile ass trades Micah to the Eagles, I'm blaming you for not personally flying to Arlington to stop it, to not stop it. It's true, man. But he did say famously during draft season he would love to play with Abdul Carter, and Abdul Carter is in New York City. I just want to point that out. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Other injury news, Caleb. Your cornerback department, it's getting depleted. What happened? What happened a couple days ago?
That might be worse injury. Not in terms of like how bad the injury was. It's just
depletion. Yes.
Because Tyler Guyton, we can. I guess if he was missing a couple games, we can get by.
Move Tyler Smith out.
No, we're not going to put Tyler Smith in.
So who's playing left tackle then?
Right now, Nate Thomas is playing, 7-round rookie from last year,
Okay.
looking good. We also have Awesome Richards, who's a swing tackle.
Okay.
So there's options that can hold up at that position for at least a couple weeks. I wouldn't want them to play the whole season, obviously, but a couple of games I think they can hold up.
Okay.
So yeah, but the worst injury for right now, currently, with all the other injuries that we have at that position, is cornerback and Kalen Carson. Trying to bounce back from his rookie year, coming off an injury from that he had last year, and now he comes into this year again getting injured. That's worse off. So that whole cornerback position very injured right now. I mean, we should be calling up Stephon Gilmore right now.
Yeah.
Because it's looking pretty bad with the cornerback position. Not that the ones that, but that are practicing right now have been showing up. I mean, Kyrie Elam, every time I look at a clip, I mean, he's getting a pick. So he's been looking good.
Well, let's break it down the cornerback room, right? So Kalen Carson, he's gonna be out 4 to 6 weeks as well, hyperextended knee. Speaking of thin at the position, the people on the PUP list, Trevon Diggs, Siobhan Ravel, Josh Butler, and Deron Bland till Monday. So next week he'll be off of that. That's why they added Christian Matthews. So yeah, man, it looks bad. It looks pretty bad at the back end. Shout out to Jay. He says, but also said Luke Kuechly, Panthers were his favorite team growing up. Man, shut up, Jay. He's from Philadelphia, you idiot. He's an Eagles fan. So there's that. I'm a big fan of Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly and Cam Newton are two of my favorite players who are non-Giants. That was a big debate as well. The Cam Newton Jalen Hurts debate took over the internet as well. But we here talk Giants, Cowboys. We'll talk Eagles. We'll probably do that towards the end. But now, Caleb, injuries this, injuries that. Let's get to the big news of the day. It literally happened.
There's a couple more stories.
No, okay, fine. What are the more stories? Okay, man, hit me with more stories.
We just signed Lyle Collins.
Yeah. That's a big story. Yeah,
it is a big story.
No, it's not a big story. But sure.
Why is it not a big story? He said
because there's a story bigger than this.
I didn't say it was the biggest story. It's the big story.
That's not a big story, man. You re-signed a tackle. You didn't pay, and now you re-signed him on the cheap because he has nowhere else to go.
Like he said. I mean, he's looking good. He's looking in his best health he's been in.
Who's he start? Is he gonna? Where is he gonna start?
I don't know. When we put in left tackle, I mean, we mean the left tackle.
Left tackle? You mean the position he never played for you?
It doesn't matter. He played right tackle.
Yeah, he played right tackle. It's a different position.
So we can help out.
Okay.
It's big. It gives us,
he's
another
big.
body.
That's a skill. He's big.
It's big because we need another body in there.
Yeah. Okay. You need a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, so we signed him, and I think that's it. And we can get into the big story.
And that's it. And that's what she said. That's it. Yes. Here's the big story of the day, guys. Micah Parsons has requested a trade. We have some statements from Micah. Statement number 1. Here it is. He says, "Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports, make this America's team again. Once again, the team my pops and I grew up cheering for up in Harrisonburg, Massachusetts." That's where the lies begin. Unfortunately,
why is that a lie?
He's from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, bro. He grew up when the Eagles were good. So, of course, he's an Eagles. Man, he's a liar, bro.
Well, why is he a liar? He's not even lying.
Come on, bro. Unfortunately,
okay, so then the whole statement's a lie then. Then this whole statement's a lie.
Yes, man, of course the whole statement's a lie.
Okay, the whole statement's a lie then. So why were you talking about this? It's
not
a big story. It's not even the big story then.
Shut up. It is a big story. He's your best player. He's your best player.
But he's lying. But he's lying. You just said he's lying. So if the whole statement's a lie, then why are we talking about it?
Because you're. I can feel you be angry. You're angry, aren't you?
Why am I angry?
You are angry. You're a little emotional.
I'm with you. I think he's lying.
Yeah. So he doesn't want to leave?
No.
So he does want to stay?
Yes.
Okay, let's continue reading. "Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held. I no longer want to be held in closed door negotiations without my agent present. That's
Well,
against
that's probably the
that's
truth.
against the rules.
That's probably the truth.
I do not. I no longer want. I no longer want shots taken at me for being injured while laying it all on the line for organization, our fans, my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to in the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done, but since there is confusion out there, let me clear some things up. I had my agent reach out to the Cowboys last offseason after my third year in hopes of getting a deal done early. Unfortunately, the team did not want to start any negotiations at that point. I was okay with that, didn't complain, and focused on the 2024 season. After that season, I told my agent once again to let the team know we were open to negotiate when we met at the combine. My agent informed me I should wait for other deals to get done because the price would only go up, but I didn't care and wanted to secure myself as a Cowboy long term. This was before any of the other pass rusher deals got. Let's continue. There's more. Any deals got done this offseason. I knew I would be leaving money on the table, but again, I was okay with that. Again, radio sounds as far as my extension. In March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about leadership. Somehow the conversation turned into him talking about contract with me. So yes, I engaged in a back and forth in regards to what I wanted from my contract, but at no point did I believe this was supposed to be a formal negotiation. And I informed Mr. Jones afterwards my agent would reach out thinking this would get things done. But when my agent reached out and spoke to Adam, he was told the deal was pretty much already done. My agent, of course, told him that wasn't the case and also reached out to Stephen Jones. Again, the team decided to go silent. At the time, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk, yet still no call or email or text to my agent about starting a negotiation. Up until today, the team has not had let's see. Up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract. No one demanded has been made by my agent. Not one demand has been made by my agent about money, years, or anything else. Still, I stayed quiet. But again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives that I have made a tough decision, I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. We talked about this last week, Caleb.
Hand him a piece of paper that says "I want to be traded," or
I don't know what that means. I don't. Like, does he fax it? I want to be traded, Micah Parsons.
Personally, so is it personal? Like you went into his offices, "I want to be traded," or does he have a document, or what? I don't know what that means.
It doesn't matter what it means. He said he wants to be traded.
Yeah, but
personally and publicly,
really want to be traded. He just wants to get paid.
Yeah, he wants to get paid. Of course, if you're gonna pay him, pay him. But if you're not gonna pay him, get me out of here.
Yeah.
This is what happened with Myles Garrett. He said, "I want to be out of here," and then Jimmy Haslam was like, "How about a boatload of money?" And he's like, "You know what? Cleveland is nice in the fall." You know what I mean?
That's why it's not. That's why I don't believe him.
Yeah, it could be a thing. But what if he means it? What if it's done? What if someone rolls up? Here's the thing, Caleb.
Even if say I believe him and say if it's true, he doesn't want to be traded, doesn't want to be here. It doesn't matter. Who cares what he wants? He's under contract, and they can keep him for however long they want.
Isn't it a year?
They can keep him for this year. They can keep him from next year, and they can keep him for the year after because they have a franchise tag.
Yeah. So he's not going to be. So it's going to be. He's going to be 20. I mean, he's going to be 29.
He could want whatever. He can want out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If the Cowboys don't want to let go, which they don't, they're not going to want to trade him. They don't want him to go. He's not going anywhere.
But then that's right there, Caleb, right? If he plays out his contract. But here's the thing about this, Caleb. People always get mad at players for, you have a contract. You should really honor it, right? But teams don't do that. Teams don't do that. Teams cut you 2 years into your contract. Teams cut you 1 year into your contract. They don't respect the contract. Why should you? Why should you? If they don't respect your contract, you shouldn't respect your contract either.
They respect it in a kind of way.
No, they don't.
Well, they don't. That if you get released before the contract's done, you still get paid out whatever you're guaranteed. So
the guarantees, yes.
In terms of going by the contract, that if I get released, I get this much money. Then yes, they go by the contract. They stick by the contract.
But why? Why aren't you allowing them to get more money through the incentives that you put in the contract?
Because you don't want them anymore.
Then why'd you even put the incentives in there
So
to add an extra?
up to them, then you're getting your return on your investment.
Yeah, Leo says he's staying, not worried. All right, no, because I don't
Yeah,
think he's
I'm
leaving.
not worried either.
I'm
really
not. Yeah, because here's the thing.
it's
This
just
literally
toxic.
happened. This literally happened 4 months ago in Cleveland. It's literally happened. And then Cleveland was like, here's $70 million guaranteed. And Myles Garrett was like, oh, okay. That's literally what happened. This literally has already happened to a player who some people say maybe better, maybe not better, depending on who you ask. You ask Cowboys fans, Micah Parsons is better than Myles Garrett. You ask other people, they may disagree. But this literally has happened literally 4 months ago. So he's not leaving.
It's literally happening now with another team and Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
I don't believe at all that the Washington's going to get rid of Terry McLaurin.
They're going to give him his money.
Yes.
They're going to give him his money. Because here's the thing, too. QB's on a rookie contract. They can afford it. They are the oldest team in the NFL because they signed all those free agents. And Dan Quinn wanted to rebuild the team quickly. But yeah, like, he's not going anywhere. But if he does, hypothetically, if he does, there is a basis for a trade that's already happened. Khalil Mack was traded to Chicago from Oakland. Khalil Mack at that point was the best edge rusher in the NFL. He was all pro at linebacker and all pro at defensive end. This is what Chicago sent Oakland. They sent Oakland 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, a 6th-round pick for Mack, a 2nd-round pick, and a conditional 5th-round pick. If the trade happens, you have a base right there. But it's not going to happen.
I don't even know who has the capital for that trade.
Well, you just trade this year's first and next year's first. I think a lot of teams have it. The Giants have it.
I mean, I don't know. I think they would want 2 firsts from the draft that's coming up.
But if you only have 1 first, you can't
That's
really
exactly what I'm saying. Nobody really has that kind of capital.
But no one has 2 firsts in this year's draft.
Yeah, the Browns do. The Rams do.
Okay, so you have those 2.
But,
so those 2 have capitals.
But I don't know if they have the capital again to pay him when they get him.
They do. The cap ain't real, bro. They do. Just maneuver some stuff.
If that was true, then we would do that now.
No, because here's the thing that always makes me laugh, right, is...
Well, then that means there'll be no trade, because then we'll just do that now.
Okay, then why don't you do it then?
That's my point. That's why he's not leaving.
But I think that's why he is leaving, because you could have done it by now. You could have done it. You could have done it months ago, but you took shots at him in the media. You keep talking shit about him. He gave his body, got injured because he wanted to win, and the deal could have been done.
That's the point. That's why I believe his last part of his statement where he said he's just kind of fed up with all the bullshit that he has to go through to get a new deal. That's 100%. I don't understand why they.
Yes, Caleb. Yes, Shug. I do feel good watching the Cowboys implode. I really enjoyed. I want them to implode.
I don't understand why they have to do this on every single big contract that they do, where they have to go back and forth with the player and go through the media and do all this hoopla for it. It's just dumb. It like we said last couple episodes ago or whatever, that it doesn't help at all.
He always loses.
I know.
He's never won. You don't win negotiations with your star players. You give them what they want. Myles Garrett won. Cleveland lost that negotiation. Myles Garrett got an extra 70 to 80 million guaranteed dollars. Here's the thing too, why I keep saying the cap isn't real. Because people kept talking about how Deshaun Watson's contract is the worst contract known to man, right? 5 years, $230 million guaranteed. You know what Cleveland ended up still doing? They still re-signed Myles Garrett. They still re-signed Denzel Ward. They still re-signed Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. They still re-signed their big pieces. So the guaranteed contracts don't do nothing. Because if you're telling me Cleveland gave Deshaun Watson this big old contract and was still able to sign their big pieces, And then they traded for Jerry Jeudy and gave him money. They re-signed Nick Chubb. Then he got injured again, but they re-signed him and gave him money. Then he got injured last year. The cap ain't real. The money's there. They just don't want to give it to him. Jerry hasn't won a single.
More of this first part of the statement is what he's pissed about is the fact that they had negotiations
without his agent.
But yeah, between them, basically, I would think they had like some kind of a deal already worked out verbally and with a handshake agreement, and they're sticking by that. They're sticking by what they said early during those conversations, and they're not going to budge on that. That's why they don't want to talk to the agent. That's why he's saying that they didn't even call his agent, because they're saying, why? Why do we need to call the agent? Why do we need to even speak to the agent? We already had a deal already done with you. We agreed to those terms, and just go by that. We don't need to be talking to him.
But also to that, saying to the initial, let's go back to the initial statement, Caleb. I believe it's in statement number 2. Let me see, where he was told right here. March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about leadership. And somehow it turned into a conversation of him talking to me about the contract. So he lied to him to get him in the room with him. So it was negotiations under false pretenses. So he was basically lured into a, like, oh, let's talk about leadership, but we're not really talking about leadership. I don't care about the leadership about this team, because leadership is clear. It's you and Dak Prescott. It's like, that's it. You know what I mean? So he was lied to go into this contract, basically. And you know, so that could tend to be something, man, bro. Like you lured me in, you lied to me without my agent, and you started talking contracts with me, and I'm stuck in this room with you. Could Micah Parsons have said, "Nah, I ain't talking with you about this," and leave? He could have. I think he should have, but he didn't somehow. But he's still like, still figure it out with my agent, because he ends up saying, but at no point did I believe this was supposed to be a formal negotiation, and I informed Mr. Jones afterwards my agent would reach out thinking this would get things done.
Oh, he thought wrong.
And I think that's the basis right there.
Yeah.
He feels cheated. He feels duped.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel what he was saying right there. But obviously the Cowboys don't feel that way. They said, no, we said we had this agreement. We talked it out, and just go by that.
Yeah. I don't care about your agent. Your agent doesn't mean anything to me. You know, that's the thing, bro. You got duped. And you know what? This is going to happen a lot. You know why it's going to happen a lot? Because the NFLPA is in shambles. They can't help you. They can't help you. They're fighting FBI probes. They're fighting their leadership as a criminal. Their other leadership is a coward. The NFLPA is broken. It's a mess. It's a disgrace. The players are on their own. They're screwed. So the players, man, they gotta get it tight. The players need to fix their union to help them in negotiations. Because you go to your union to help them file a formal complaint against the Dallas Cowboys because of what they did. But unfortunately, you can't, because your union isn't a union. It's in tambles. Shambles. Sorry, not tambles. I don't know. It's in shambles. You got, bro. You got. You trusted the man who wants to sign you on the cheap so they don't have to pay you. Every owner wants to have players play for free. That's the goal. Jerry Jones, if he found a way to make Micah Parsons play for the Cowboys for free, he will do it. But they know they can't. So they try to find the cheapest possible contract as possible. You got duped because you thought he cared about you, and he doesn't. He doesn't care about you. That's the biggest thing these owners have done to these players. Telling them we care about you. No, they don't. They never have. They care about one player or two players, but they don't care about you. They don't. You know, like all the Giants fans talk about how Wellington Mara cared about them and John Mara cared about them. They don't care about you. If Wellington Mara and John Mara found a way to make every Giants player in history play for the Giants for free, they would do it. Like every business, Caleb. Every business. Caleb, if your job, Caleb, found a way to make you work for them for free, you would be working for them for free. They're not going to give you to save money. I don't have to pay Caleb, but he's still going to give me the work he already does. I save money.
I work for a nonprofit, so they wouldn't do that.
No, I know, because you're a good, you're a good person. But I'm saying, but you still get a salary, though, right?
Oh yeah, but I mean, they're not saving any money. I mean, they're just they're gonna.
But you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. Anyways. Let's say you worked at like Merrill Lynch. You know what I mean? Like they would, if they found a way to make you work for free, you would be working for free. It's just facts.
I don't know about that because it's still because it's still the point of it is to pay the employees so they can spend money in the economy. If you're not, that's the whole point of paying people so they can have money.
Well, that ain't working now because people ain't got money to buy stuff. It's not.
That's why
it's not working today. In today's economy, it's not working. Where money's being hogged up here, and the consumer, me and you, our salaries aren't going up. It's still the same. Everything's going up, but my salary ain't going up. So it's not matching. You want me to buy and consume stuff, but this costs $100 when it cost $20 10 years ago. See, it's not matching. You know the federal minimum wage is still $7, Caleb? Did you know that?
No.
So it went up to $7.25 in 1983. It went up. So it used to be less than that. So we went up, and it has stayed that way till now. How does that make sense? Federal employees don't have enough money to buy stuff to help. You know what I mean? It's all about it's about these money, man. It's about the money, bro. So he's gonna stay if they give him the contract. But what if they give him the contract and he doesn't sign it because he doesn't want to stay? Because he can get this contract from anybody else.
He does want to stay. That's why I said where I found him that he's lying.
Yeah.
Yes.
But how long are you okay with disrespect though?
As much as when they pay you,
when they give you $300 million, the disrespect goes out the window.
Yeah,
you're right.
Don't give a crap at that point.
You're right. Well, that's pretty much the news for that. So I could talk about the New York Giants, but there's not really much to talk about, really. They had practice today. Andrew Thomas was doing rehab on the sideline. Jalen Hyatt is now 180, 90, 92 pounds. He's finally got some weight on him. They need to stop making Wan'Dale Robinson a downfield threat. He's 5'7". I don't understand. He's a catch machine. He's an in between the sticks catch machine. At Kentucky, he had 108 catches with Will Levis as his quarterback. So he can catch. But why are you sending him downfield? It make no sense. Russell Wilson's look good. Jackson Dart's look good. The defense has been looking good. Abdul Carter. Every time I see a play, it's like Kyrie Elam, right, Caleb? Every time you see a clip from Cowboys camp, it's like, oh, Kyrie made a play. Every time I see a clip, Abdul Carter is inches away from killing Russell Wilson. He's like right there. Him and Russell Wilson are like having dinner in the backfield together. He's a problem. Or is our offensive line still bad? It could be one or the other. Offensive line looked good 2 days ago, but I don't know, man. One-on-ones against Abdul Carter, they don't look good. But it is one-on-one, so there's that. Our best offensive lineman is injured. He's rehabbing, I think it's his knee. So Andrew Thomas is off to the side. So we haven't seen Andrew Thomas at all this year. I think he's gonna miss the first couple of weeks of the season. I don't think he's playing the first couple of weeks. So there's that. So I don't know who's gonna play left tackle.
Who are you playing?
The Commanders.
Okay, they don't have much of a pass rush, so
We have the schedule right here.
they don't have much of a pass rush. So I think
So
good.
Commanders, then you.
Oh, then yeah. Well, defensive Micah.
But defensive Micah Parsons is there. Yeah, exactly. So it's the Commanders, then you, then the Chiefs, then the Chargers. Chargers have a pass rush. It's with Khalil Mack. The Chiefs, Chris Jones is a problem.
Yeah, but that's not the left tackle's problem.
Yeah, who's on the left tackle on the Chiefs though? I don't know their other defensive line.
The white dude.
Oh, George Karlaftis.
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah, George Karlaftis. But he lines up on the right side though. He lands on the right side though. But that's the problem though. If Jermaine Illuminor becomes our left tackle, who's our right tackle? Marcus Bowe, the rookie? That doesn't sound good. Which is funny too, because he also went to Purdue, so Karlaftis and him would be seen.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you get through week 1 because, like I said, I don't think the Commanders have much of an outside pass rush.
Nah, not really. Their linebackers are like Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner, yeah, but the defensive line, I think they were the worst defensive line. We ranked them the worst defensive line.
So yeah, I think he'll be good. So it depends on when he gets back.
Commanders fans, I'm gonna be watching your DBs because we didn't know who your DBs were, so I'm watching them this year. Quan Martin, I'm watching you. So we'll see about that. But yeah. Fun fact, I'm actually gonna be at the Niners game, November 2nd. Yeah, the Niners game right there. I'm actually gonna be there.
You're gonna watch them get their ass kicked by the Niners?
Well, depending on how they are, after the first 3, 4.
That might be Jackson Dart's first start.
Well, I think they're gonna probably start him after the. If it all goes to hell, they're gonna start him after the bye week.
Well, it might not go to hell. You might be like 500.
Hey, if we're 4-4 after 8, that's actually pretty good.
I mean, that's a horrible schedule to come. Oh my god. I mean, God damn it, the Chiefs, Chargers. I mean, you can get by the Eagles, Broncos.
Nah, I mean,
if you have 500, you might as well stick with Russell Wilson at that point.
If we're 500, that's a success.
You might be like one game under 500, and then you start him.
That makes no sense.
So the 49ers game was having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so it'll be 8 weeks and then the Niners game. So if we're 4-4 at the Niners game, we're gonna start Russell Wilson.
You could be like 3-5.
If we're 3-5 going into the Niners game,
then you start Jackson Dart.
Maybe, but it is also a West Coast East Coast travel, and that does take a toll on the West Coast teams. It happens all the time. The West Coast East Coast travel, so we may sneak one. Tommy DeVito beat the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. Okay, so like let's not act like the Giants aren't susceptible to a shock victory once in a while. That's why I hate Tommy DeVito.
So he's making the team?
No, he's definitely gonna be on the practice squad. They're cutting his ass. They should cut his ass for existence, bro. Now, to this day, my theory about him though was, the reason they started him. I bet you Brian Dable and Mike Kafka was like, this dude sucks. We're gonna lose with him, and we're gonna get our quarterback. And then he beat the Commanders and the Green Bay Packers, and it dropped us to 6.
Well, I just thought you just didn't have any other quarterbacks on the roster.
No, Tyrod got healthy, so Tyrod could have started. They could have played Tyrod, my bad. They could have played Tyrod, but they were like, Tyrod's gonna win us some games. We can't have that. Because he almost beat Buffalo in Buffalo. Remember that game? They almost beat them, a couple miscues here and there. But they thought to themselves, he'll win us some of these games, and we can't have that. Let's start Tommy DeVito because we know he's going to lose. And guess what? The Commanders game that year, both teams didn't want to win the game. The Commanders sacked him 8 times. The Commanders should have won that game, but the Commanders realized, oh, we suck. We need a quarterback too, so we're going to lose this game. And then the Giants had to win. But I expect us to lose against the Packers on Monday night to keep us in the 1-3. Because if we were the 3rd pick, we get Drake May. But he beat Jordan Love on Monday night. That's why I don't like Jordan Love. How do you lose to Tommy DeVito on Monday Night Football? You trash.
Stuff happens.
You trash. He trash. I don't have Drake May or Jaden Daniels because people lost to Tommy DeVito. He cut his ass. All right.
Why? But why? How's James looking? James looking good.
Jameis. It was Jameis it was today for Jameis. He went 3 for 10. One of the incompletions was a throw over the middle that hit a receiver in the back of the head. Another one was a perfect fade, but it was dropped. No, it was poked away by one of the DBs. Third team offense was with him. They were trailing by 3, and James says, you know how they do situational periods? They do situational periods. So there's that. Micah to Baltimore. You know what? That's something the Baltimore would do because they don't trade for wide receivers. They don't sign wide receivers, but they'll go get that defensive player.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. They go get that defensive player. Absolutely.
They trade 2 first-round picks for him?
Yeah, they would.
They
would. Because, Baltimore still builds prizes. They're the team that drafts a safety and then drafts another safety the following year.
You gotta have good safety play.
And then drafts a corner. Then drafts a safety again. So defense is on their mind. They got old Kyle Van Noy. Micah Parsons. Hey, man, think about it, man. Micah Parsons, David Njabo, Odafe Owe, Nnamdi Madubuike. Look at that. You just scary people, man. So Winston, he got them to the 35. It was 36 seconds left. They passed to Zach Pascal, and then they tied the game. So it was he had a fine day. Nothing too crazy. Shout out to Dan Duggan for his notes. Evan Neal again. Evan Neal is being given every opportunity to win this right guard spot. Today, they gave him almost every rep for the first team. Jake Kubis came in for a little. For a minute, my brain froze for a minute. But he's given every shot to get this guard position to be his. He also played some tackle today. He looked awful. He was on the ground a lot. Shout out to Dan Duggan. A lot of third down work. They did put Carter, Burns, and Tibbs on the field together. Carter's the one that's moving inside. But Burns and Tibbs have moved around on that defensive line. So there's that. Jackson Dart had an efficient day. He only attempted 8 passes compared to Russell's 22. So he was a little good. He did throw a nice pass to little Jordan Humphrey. Hook 'em horns. Little Jordan Humphrey. Yeah, like I said, they need to stop trying to make Wan'Dale Robinson downfield a thing. Like I agree with Dan Duggan. Dan Duggan said the same thing. It makes no sense. He's 5'7".
Who's the backup if Tyrone Tracy gets hurt?
Cam Scattaboo.
Oh yeah, he was looking good, huh?
Yeah, he's been looking good. But today he went into the locker room. He's probably a little banged up. Malik Neighbors looking good. Whooped on our number 1 corner. Paulson Adebo. Tyler Nubin is key. He needs to be the leader because he was the man. He was the leader in the Minnesota defense. So he needs to take that mantle. They drafted him. They didn't re-sign Xavier McKinney for a reason because they drafted Tyler Nubin because they knew they were drafting Tyler Nubin. He needs to be the vocal leader. He needs to be the safety in the box, but he also showed some range. He got the pick that ended Russell Wilson's situational period. He got a pick, but he was also directing Drew Phillips and Tay Banks. Tay Banks turned his head, broke up a pass. Breaking news. So there's that. But pretty much it's been pretty quiet. I'm out of Giants camp. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. So there's that. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. So back to our training camp because we really didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because we talked about Micah Parsons, but
But
some
he's
that
big
we were
story. Big
we've been
story.
doing different is there's not a lot of one-on-ones type of drills or anything like that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but Ryan Schottenheimer has been going the full 11-on-11 practice almost the entire practice. Like he's really trying to implement plays, um, his offense, and basically changing a lot of things that we've previously done under Mike McCarthy. So that was very different to see that. I mean, it's probably the reason why we had so many injuries, um, because we've been going through like actual play, like hard play, um, throughout practice, and that's why we're getting piles of injuries right now. Because it's not just the guys we've mentioned. I mean, it's Tyler Smith missing practice, and different guys like that have been getting hurt because we've been going, full 11-on-11 all throughout practice, and there's been fights and all that type of stuff. But yeah, they've been going hard, and it's kind of been taking a toll a little bit on the Cowboys. So we'll see if they continues that throughout the training camp throughout preseason, going on, because he talks about having this team be more tougher, because we haven't been a tough team. I mean, since Parcells, like we've never been a tough team since way back then.
But isn't did you prefer 11-on-11s? Because that's the way football is played, right? So if you're practicing 11-on-11,
Yeah,
that's more game practice, because one-on-ones are one-on-ones, right?
yeah, that's exactly why he's doing it, because
Yeah.
he basically
That's
explained
not
that
football. That's
it's
not
not
one-on-ones
football.
aren't
Like,
football.
this is not realistic. Whether you're
Yeah.
going receiver on cornerback, I mean, the quarterback has all day to throw the ball. He's not getting pressured. None of this is actually real. So he just basically just plays it like, okay, let's put it in real football right now, and
Yeah.
we'll see how well that works out. And obviously, like I just said, that we're getting a lot of injuries because of it, but at least we're getting injuries now and not during the season, because that's always the thing. Like, do you prefer them to not play any of the starters in the preseason games, or would you rather have them out there?
I want them to play the last week,
Mm.
because we need them to know each other. They need to be some cohesion, right? Because because it started with the Rams a couple of years ago, and you need cohesion going into the season, right? Like you just need it. But then, like, if you're a team that's been playing with each other for a couple of years, you really don't need it, because you already know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see my Dak and CD together, because they've been playing each other for
But
3-4
they
years.
also start off slow. Our offense
Yeah,
doesn't look that good going into
yeah.
week one, and
So you need to play. So the last 2
we're
weeks of preseason, you need to play.
and we're playing the Eagles. So I mean, we can't get off to a slow start. Like
Yeah,
they have to be ready.
yeah. So I think it's a game by game basis, right? If you respect your week one opponent, you probably are gonna play them in preseason. But if you don't, you probably aren't. With you guys, you probably need to play them. But then the thing is, you're missing a key piece on the defense, not because of injury, because of holdout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it kind of, ruins the illusion, right? Because everybody on offense is ready. Everybody. But then the thing is, you also don't have Tyler Guyton. He's probably going to play against the Eagles. So are you just going to like roll Tyler Guyton out there? Like, let's say he is fully healed from the bone fracture, 4 to 6 weeks, he's fully healed. But like,
Depends how much he has practiced that week.
exactly. How long has he practiced?
If he has a full, which you don't get a full week because we're playing on Thursday night.
Yes.
But at least if you had whatever full practice you have, if he does practice that practice, I think he'll play.
Yeah. So I actually agree with Brian Schottenheimer on that. You do the full 11-on-11. Yeah, injuries are going to occur, but you then teach them to learn, like, don't get injured. It's practice, so practice. But because one-on-ones, that's not real football. It's like when people were like, oh, the 3-on-3 league this year, it's not real basketball. It's 3-on-3. It's a lot of one-on-ones. You set some screens, but it's not basketball. It's a lot more space. You're only, you know what I mean? So It's not the basketball you regulation 5-on-5 basketball. Same thing if you only do like it's like run game prep, right? Where it's just the linebackers and the defensive linemen, right? And you're just running the ball. It's kind of realistic, but you also have DBs out there,
Yeah.
So yeah. So I agree with Brian's assessment of it. So that makes sense. But yeah.
Yeah. And as far as some of the guys that have been looking good, obviously Dak and George Pickens starting to really get.
That's right there, Caleb. That's the key right there. You need them to get on the same page.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, he's throwing deep. He's throwing deep to George Pickens, and
because if you guys aren't ready for Thursday against the Eagles, we didn't play preseason. We didn't do this. Like preseason has its benefits. Oh snap! We didn't even talk about what happened last night. Speaking of preseason,
okay. Yeah, we'll get into that.
Let's we're talking about preseason right now. We'll dovetail it to the Hall of Fame game that happened last night. Yeah, preseason. It's the illusion of it, right? It's preseason, right? But it's on a network. You have to go to the stadium. You have to do your preparations. You're on the field that you're gonna play, so you feel what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have Chris Collinsworth in the booth with Mike Tirico. It's still game management. Like the clock is running. You can mimic that. You can mimic that in practice, but you can at the end of the day you can then stop the clock in practice. Like, oh, stop. Let's start all over. You can't start all over in a preseason game. You have to say timeout. Then you lose the timeout. You know what I mean? So preseason, you get the mechanisms of the game back because you guys haven't been playing football for 4, 5 months, 6 months.
Well, for you guys, it's always the same.
Same thing with you. Let's not act like you guys didn't make the playoffs. Let's calm down.
I mean, just 1 year. I mean,
yeah, let's chill.
What about the 3 previous years? Yeah.
Okay, you still have what 4 or 5 months of no.
It's still more than you.
Well, 6 months, 7 months. We made the playoffs in 2023. So so let's calm down here. All right, we're 2 years removed from a playoff appearance. We beat Minnesota, by the way. I just want to point that out. Those fraudulent team. But yeah, you get the you get into the groove. You travel to the game on the bus with your team, and if you're playing in the first week of preseason, is it an away matchup for you, or are you in Dallas?
Well, it depends what you want to say away because we're having a training camp in Oxnard, so we're having the first game in LA. So.
But I thought you guys moved. I thought you guys went back to Dallas.
Not yet. We're still in Oxnard.
Oh, you're still in Oxnard. So you're going. Is it Rams Chargers?
It's against the Rams, I think. Yeah.
Okay, no, but still, but that's what happens during the week.
Well, it's kind of like a home game because we're there already.
Yeah. No, but exactly. So like that's what happens during the season, right? You fly to the stadium. You fly to that city. You stay at a hotel for a couple of days there. And then you go to the game, so you get into the groove. You get into the groove of it, right? You get into the groove of it. So it's needed. It's needed. But yeah, I think you guys need to play George and Dak and CD, and which running back becomes the guy.
Well, that's I also was talking about that. Actually, a guy that's been surprising is actually Miles Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just because that's going into this, there was very very low expectations of him not being very good at all. So that's actually been surprising. Now, and Jaden Blue, obviously, he's been really great. He's hadn't fumbled. Was taking first.
Miles Sanders isn't a bad running back, but he's not a great. He's a serviceable running back. He can get you 1,000 yards. He can get you 1,000 yards. The problem with Carolina is the offensive line. It was a little patchy when he was there. Then they got rid of him. Then they upgraded to Robert Hunt, and the guards were updated. And then they got Ike Ekwonu and Tyler Moton, so they got a better offensive line. Well, you guys have a good offensive line. I think he can get 1,000 yards behind you guys. Shoot, yeah. Rico Dowdle got what 980?
Yeah, 1,000. No, he got 1,000.
He got 1,000. See, yeah, Rico Dowdle got 1,000. I think Miles is gonna get you 1,000.
Well, that's depending if he's a starter. I think Jaden Blue is gonna be the starter eventually. Maybe not right away, but eventually.
I think Miles. I think Miles gets the nod due to experience first.
Well, Javonte Williams is going to be the starter.
That man he's a little too unlike Miles
He's the number
Sanders.
one running back right now.
Well, that's a bad
as of right
decision.
now.
You should not do that.
Well,
The man has no knee. Like he literally has no knee.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we'll figure it out during preseason that
Yeah.
Miles Sanders is best.
Yeah, and unfortunately with that,
I don't know yet.
Yeah, the unfortunate with that is you need to then start your main offensive line for more than one series. You know how like you get a series and then you get pulled. To find out what running back works, you need to start your first offensive.
Honestly, I think the backups. Well, since Tyler Guy is now the backups are a little different. But honestly, I think our backups are pretty solid.
Okay, all right.
But as for how is there like the training camp guy that comes out of nowhere? Is there a guy like that on the Giants right now?
Nope.
No, there's no.
Well, yes, there is undrafted wide receiver Bo Collins out of Notre Dame. Okay. He has been really good in run and stall because at Notre Dame the wide receivers had to block. They had to block, and a lot of the receivers at Notre Dame were very underutilized because for the last couple years their quarterback position has not been very good. And then last year they made the national title game, but they made the national title game with Riley Leonard. He was more of a runner than a passer. So Bo Collins was blocking a lot for Riley and Jeremiah Love. Yeah. So Notre Dame undrafted free agent Bo Collins has been really showing a lot. He got some first team reps a couple days ago. So there's that. Tight end. I'm trying to see for tight end.
We got two right now. One on offense, one on defense. One the receiver, Trayshawn Holden, undrafted rookie from Oregon.
Yeah,
has been looking great. I mean,
I don't know how he went undrafted, but then they drafted Tez Johnson. I don't understand that. I don't know. Because Tez Johnson's like a buck 25.
Yeah, but Holden's been looking great. He's been making play after play when he has had his opportunities. And then on the defense, we always get a UFL guy. We've done that every season since the UFL started. Mm-hmm. And our UFL guy this year is Perion Winfrey, and he might be looking the best out of all the defense, even Osa.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's good.
He might be, he's looking that good, getting upfield and getting through the blocks. Giving Tyler Booker and even Tyler Smith some problems. Like, he's been looking really, really good. So he might be our UFL guy this year that makes a big impact for our team. So those are our two guys. But we can get into the last night's game.
I'm thinking about it. Is it just Bo Collins? Yeah, I think it's just Bo Collins. There was a tight end maybe, but I don't remember. Oh, Thomas Fidone. No, not really. Fidone was a draft pick, but he was a 7th round draft pick, so it's something like that. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it just briefly. The Hall of Fame game was last night. The Hall of Fame is gonna be. Is it Sunday? The Hall of Fame.
Usually.
Hall of Fame. NFL 2025. No, not the game.
Are you going to watch the ceremony?
I tend to because I tend to.
Well, it depends what time.
Usually it's like at 5.
Let's look at Hall of Fame.
It's a pretty small class this year.
It's at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, so that's 10? 10 on Sunday?
On Saturday.
10 on Saturday. No, I'll be asleep because I'm working overnight 10 to 5 a.m. So I'll be asleep. Sorry about that. So no. I will not be.
This is July. Oh, no, it is Sunday. Why did I see? Oh, that's different. Why is it not giving me the one?
It's usually Sundays, right?
NFL Saturday, August 2nd at 1 p.m. Yeah.
So it's August.
So I guess I'll watch it.
Yeah, I guess I won't be able to watch it. Yes. But it is a small class. It's only 4 people. It's Eric Allen, DB, mostly known for playing for the Eagles. Jared Allen, defensive end, Viking and Chief. Shout out to our also Carolina Panthers fans. He also played for the Panthers, I think, for a year or two. Sterling Sharp, wide receiver, Green Bay Packers. And Antonio Gates, tight end, the San Diego Chargers. He played for the San Diego Chargers. I don't think he ever played for the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't think he did. Let me double check. You know, it's like when people say, Marcus Allen, did you play for the Raiders? He's like, yeah, I played for the Los Angeles Raiders. I didn't play for the
Maybe
Oakland.
last year he played for him.
Maybe his last year. Maybe. Let me double check.
How long have they been the LA Chargers?
He played for them for his last 2 years.
Yeah,
His last 2 years.
I knew it.
Yeah, his last 2 years. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did, Jay. His last 2 years, he played for them. His last 2 years. I just look at this man like he only had over 1,000 yards twice.
He's a tight end.
Yeah, back in the day, they didn't really have a lot of yards back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was a big deal if they did. Like a really big deal.
He was 3-time AP All-Pro first team, 2-time AP All-Pro second team. So that's 5 AP All-Pro selections. He's the reason a lot of basketball players become tight ends. That's why a lot of football teams go after those. Like Rico Gathers. You remember Rico Gathers, Caleb? You guys tried to.
How do you remember Rico Gathers?
Because I remember him as Baylor power forward Rico Gathers. You probably know him as failed tight end experiment. You know,
he was decent in the preseason.
Yeah. So he was trying to be Antonio Gates because Antonio Gates will go into the Hall of Fame. This is a phenomenal stat, Caleb. He'll be the only Pro Football Hall of Famer, Caleb, to never play a single snap of college football. He didn't play a single snap of college football ever at Kent State. He went to Kent State to play basketball. He was a power forward for Kent State. He went undrafted. He went to go play for the Chargers, and then he be Hall of Famer. Tony Gonzalez, Jimmy Graham, both former basketball players, also with Julius Peppers. But they played football at their respective school. Jimmy played about a year at Miami. Tony played 2 to 3 years at Cal. Julius Peppers played 2 years at UNC. Julius Peppers actually has a national title. He has a national title. It's crazy, right? Julius Peppers has a national title in basketball. So yeah, Antonio Gates, he will be known as the only man to ever do that, and it's amazing. The game was the game. Trey Lance looked good.
He looked good.
Trey Lance looked good.
He looked in his last preseason game.
Yeah, he looked good. Kyle Allen looked bad.
Oh yeah, he was.
Kyle Allen looked horrible. The Giants didn't look. The Lions didn't look good.
They looked bad.
Yeah,
they don't have no starters.
Yeah, they didn't have a single starter. That's true.
Not having no game plan.
Probably not.
But just their play on the field was bad.
Jay, he has 2. Greg Olsen has 2 AP second team All Pro selections. Those were the 2015 and 2016 seasons. The 2015 season being the season you guys went 15-1. He had 3 straight 1,000 yards in Carolina. Shout out to Greg Olsen. Greg the third leg Olsen. The 7th floor crew. Shout out to the U.
Called them that.
The U. That was his nickname at the U. You ever watched the U Part 2? You never heard about the 7th floor crew?
I mean, I don't remember that part, I guess.
Well, that's actually a big part. We found a lot about Greg Olsen that we didn't need to know. But yeah, Kyle Allen, he's very bad at playing football, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty
Not
bad.
very good. What happened to him, man? 5-star recruit out of Arizona. He went to Texas A&M, failed. Then he went to Houston. Didn't pan out well. Had 6 games in Carolina that he was pretty good. He was 5-1 at one point in Carolina. And then it all went to hell. What happened? Damn. I think the Lions are going to regress, Caleb. You know why?
Because they lost both their coordinators.
And they lost multiple staff members that their coordinators took from them. You know what I mean? They didn't lose their linebackers coach, Kelvin Shepard. He got promoted to defensive coordinator. Antoine Randall left Detroit to go to Chicago with Ben Johnson. I think there's going to be a regression.
And their offensive line is not as good as it was.
Yeah,
year.
I think. Yeah.
That's,
Well,
that's probably even bigger than.
no, they only lost one guy.
I
Everyone
thought
else
it
is
was two
back.
guys.
No.
Yeah, I thought they lost their tackle, or
Who?
no, their center and their guard.
Yeah. Their center.
I
What
thought they
guard?
lost the guard too.
Which guard?
The older guy. He was an older.
Oh, you mean the guy who? Oh, okay. Well, Frank Ragnow retired.
Yes, I know that. There was another. I think there was a guard that they lost to.
Detroit Lions offensive line. Kevin Zeitler?
Yeah.
Kevin Zeitler. Yeah, Kevin Zeitler. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's
So,
I knew it. They lost two offensive linemen.
yeah, so
So
Zeitler
it's definitely
and Frank Ragnow.
it's not gonna be nearly as good as it was last year.
Yeah. Because they're relying on a rookie in Tay Ratledge and Graham Glasnow to replace those guys. Frank Ragnow was one of the best centers in the league.
Yeah.
People don't want to talk about that. Dan Campbell said, if you want to come back, just call me, man. Call me right now. He wants Frank back.
That's why I think it's even more significant than anything else. Because if Jared Goff don't have that, especially in the interior, if Jared Goff gets a lot of pressure in his face, I mean that basically ruins what he's good at, which is his timing. His timing throws. That's what he does. And if he gets all that pressure in his face, like he's not good at like rolling out or making improvised throws. That's like not his game. So
I think the biggest thing here, Caleb, is Taylor Decker. He's on the PUP list. So
that's what I'm saying. He's not gonna have the same protection as he's had the past couple of years. So I think that's gonna be the biggest reason why their offense is not gonna look that good.
Yeah. Frank Ragnow retires. They lost Kevin Zeitler. Decker's on the PUP list. They're gonna have to rely on players like Dan Skaper and Colby Soldell. They also drafted some people like Giovanni Manu. So we'll see. There's going to be a regression. Their defense is going to get healthy. Like people forget last year during that game against Washington, they had their defense, all their defensive players were injured. People that mattered. They're playing the second and third stringers. So that's why I expected their offense to keep them in the game, right? Not everything's perfect. You're going to have to be in a shootout with Jaden Daniels. You need to win the shootout. And Jared Goff didn't do it. He threw 2 interceptions. And then this is why I know Ben Johnson or Dan Campbell, one of them dummies, they said, we're going to put the ball in Jameson Williams' hands and he's going to throw the ball. And they threw another interception. So they threw 3 picks. They threw 3 picks. One of them was returned for a touchdown. That was the game right there. That was the game right there. So there's going to be regression with the Lions. Or we may be reading it too much into a Hall of Fame game, preseason game. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'm not saying because of that, because it didn't mean anything. I'm just saying because
we're talking about off the field.
Yeah, everything that they have to deal with. Their defense probably is going to be better, but their offense, I think, is going to get worse.
Yeah, definitely, because they get back. Aiden Hutchinson is back. People are they're gonna be back, man. So like, I just want to bring up. I want to make sure I got it right. It's 45-31. Jared Goff had 3 picks. Plus the Jameson Williams pick. So they threw 4 interceptions that game. 4. They threw 4 interceptions, and that was the end all be all.
And but as for the Chargers, it just depends on how good Hampton is. I mean, if the running back, that's what's a big deal. I think the running backs got hurt. I mean, their whole offense,
literally everybody. Gus
is
Edwards
based around the run game, so they need the running backs to stay healthy, and then their offense would, do better. Maybe that.
It's a Greg Roman offense.
Yeah,
so running the game matters. Gus Edwards was injured last year. They didn't re-sign J.K. Dobbins. Basically, they became Baltimore West. I don't understand why, but it makes sense because their GM was a Baltimore player personnel guy. I wanna Chargers depth chart. I want to make sure I got this right. Chargers depth chart. Najee Harris got injured because apparently he did not listen to what happened to Jason Pierre-Paul. So yeah, it's gonna be Omari Hampton, Hassan Haskins, and Kimani Vidal. Those are gonna be the guys. But then the thing is also too, they need Trey Harris to work. They need Trey Harris to work because Quentin Johnson ain't it, man. He ain't it.
Yeah.
One thing receivers can't do, Caleb. You can't not catch the ball.
That's kind of their job.
That's kind of your job. If you can't catch the ball consistently, why are you here? You're useless. Jay, shout out to our boy Jay the Sixth. His star receiver, one of them, is Xavier Legette. He's awful at catching the ball. Rodney told me that Xavier Legette was 100 out of 100 in catch probability. It's not good. It's not good. And Caleb, I'm not even talking about contested catches. I'm talking about just catching the ball, period. Like when you're open. You're open. And you're not catching the ball. You know what I mean? That's why Ladd McConkey's definitely the receiver one. Ladd McConkey. McConkey. Justin Herbert. They have a good offensive line.
Yeah.
They have a good offensive line. Their left tackle, their right tackle, Joe Alt, he's the rookie, but he's like a mountain.
Oh, he's a second
mountain with
now.
He's a mountain with sweet feet. You know what I mean? Man, 6'8" and got the feet of a ballerina. Zion Johnson is now their center. Mekhi Becton had a resurrection in Philly with Jeff Southland. He kind of resurrected Mekhi Becton, but he got his weight under control and his injuries under control. So there's that. Then Bradley Bozeman's a good guard. He's a good guard. But yeah, we'll see how they operate. Tight end is definitely a weakness. Will Dissly and Tyler Conklin are their 1 and 2.
Caught a touchdown.
Huh?
Dissly caught a touchdown.
Yeah, he did. Good for him. Good for him. So we'll see about that. But yeah, their defense, Junior Colson, Denzel Perryman, Daylon Henley, Troy Dye is fighting for their inside linebacker spot. Then you got Khalil Mack and Tuli Tuipulotu. They're both the edge rushers with Kyle Kennard, former SEC Player of the Year. They got Bud Dupree. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Their corners are Dante Jackson and Cam Harris. I don't know, man. So we'll see about that. We'll see. But Trey Lance, it was a Trey Lance show. Trey Lance,
he's good.
Looked good. Looked good.
Yeah.
But then that's when it goes to me right where belief is one thing. He has, but also too, Jim Harbaugh knows how to mold quarterbacks with raw tools. You a QB with raw tools. You want to talk to Jim Harbaugh and Pep Hamilton. Pep Hamilton is not with him right now, currently, but he was with him for like years. But Jim Harbaugh helps you with that. I never understood why the Niners traded for Trey Lance. I never understood it. Because they were a team built to win now. Everyone told you he's a project.
Yeah, that's what didn't make sense.
Everyone told you that.
You need to be told that. You could just see that he didn't have any experience. And he didn't even play his last season. They didn't even play. No,
because of COVID. He played one game. He had 1.5 year. He had 1 year of starting at North Dakota State. They won the national title that 1 year. He looked good that 1 year, but he needed more seasoning. Everyone told you this. Kyle Shanahan thought he could mold him, and we realized Kyle Shanahan can't. He can't mold him. He couldn't mold him. He didn't know what the hell to do with him. But Jim Harbaugh knows what to do with him. Jay the Six, Lambert Smith had a decent game. Yeah, he did have a decent game. Xavier going to break out the season. He's going to be our Chris Godwin, while T-Mac's going to be our Mike Evans. 1,000 yards incoming. Well, combined or each? So we'll see about that.
Yeah.
I always go to I go to Colin Kaepernick, right? I remember him out of Nevada. He was raw. He ran the pistol at Nevada. You know, it's kind of it's the pistol. It's not, no one runs the pistol in the NFL, you know what I mean? But he ran the pistol at Nevada. He was raw. Can't guard both. Each. Can't guard both. We'll see about that, Jay. So Colin Kaepernick, he was raw. He was just pure raw tools. Niners drafted him in the second round. People were like, whoa, that's high for him. And for 2.5 years, when he was with Jim Harbaugh, Colin Kaepernick was a monster. He was a monster. And then, they fired Jim, and then the entire team went to shit. And then, Justin Smith retired. Aldon Smith got arrested. They released Dante Whitner. Patrick Willis retired. Navarro Bowman tore his ACL. Ahmad Brooks left. Michael Crabtree left. Frank Gore left. Everyone just left, and then it was Chip Kelly and Jim Tomsula, and then it all just went to shit. But I trust Trey Lance with Jim Harbaugh. I think he's going to refine the kid. He's going to refine the kid. You know what I mean? He's going to refine him. So, yeah, Justin Smith was a scary man to be facing. Yeah, man, Justin Smith was a problem. The aforementioned Smith brothers, which they weren't, no relation. It would have made no sense if they were related. One was black, one was white, fully. But funny enough, they both went to Missouri. So you don't know.
Maybe
you don't know.
You don't know.
They could have been brothers. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Hall of Fame game. Shout out to the Hall of Fame game. I love the pageantry about it. Shout out to the Hall of Fame, even though
it just means we get football. I get to watch football. I mean, it's been
football's not back. It's here, but it's not back.
You still gotta watch a game. I mean, I started watching old games because I needed to watch some football.
I don't want to. I watch like old games like 2011, 2010 games. I'm not trying to watch these modern day Giants games like 2017. Hell no,
Obviously,
man.
Those games no. But.
I would rewatch Daniel Jones' debut though. Him in Tampa Bay. I thought that debut. If you watch his debut against Tampa Bay, that Daniel Jones doesn't exist anymore. That guy slung it.
You don't
that
know.
Guy used it.
We see it with the Vikings, or not with the Colts. I mean, the Colts.
We'll see if he beats out Anthony Richardson. We'll see.
I mean, Anthony Richardson's not going to start.
Yeah, they fully given up on the guy. I would.
I mean,
the man said, "Take me out this game. I need to go take a shit."
I mean, what the GM just said. Oh, I wish we didn't start him so soon. When we drafted him, like, well, yeah, he didn't. He's also a guy like Trey Lance who barely played.
Project. It was a project. You're drafting a project, and you're mad that he isn't fully refined right away. I hate those people. By the way, Jay, not cool, man. You took Raheem Sanders from me. Not cool. I cut him so I could cut someone else. Not cool, man. You're not cool. They forced me to cut him in Sleeper. It pissed me off. Made me angry. It was not cool. He stole Raheem Sanders from me. But I think we've been rambling for the past hour and 15 minutes. Shout out to the 4 people still here. We appreciate you. But yeah, that's Michael Parsons was duped. He's an idiot. He's probably gonna he's probably gonna come back because the contract is gonna be the contract. It's just that. Why did Jerry even do this, man? Like,
because this is what he always does.
Why would you want to play for someone like that?
Because he pays you very well.
But you have to pull your teeth to get your money.
Yeah, but
you think he gets off on this?
When maybe, but when you do, I mean, Dak's happy, CD's happy. Trayvon's not happy because he keeps talking shit to Trayvon. But
that's true.
But when they get their money, they're pretty damn happy.
Yeah, I just realized. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, on that note, appreciate you guys. So have a wonderful day. South Carolina, baby. Shut up, Jay. As long as we don't see Terry and Micah to the Eagles, I'm good. You can't trade him in division.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
It's not happening.
It's not happening unless you have no respect for the New York Giants. Then do it. But you're not going to trade them in division.
The Giants don't even need him. Why would the Giants even want him?
Because
Giants can trade for Terry. Why don't the Giants get Terry? They need receiver.
I'll take Terry. I feel like only NFC East fans have loved Terry McLaurin because I feel like he never got the respect.
He torches our corner. That's why.
Yeah. And the Commanders have sucked for so many years. But we know he's good.
Because
but the
he's
NFL
the only threat. That's the only thing when we go, Commanders week. The only thing we have to worry about is
stop Terry. Yeah. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you had a wonderful day. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all the love and support. Caleb, where else can people find you?
At NFL Caleb 22 on Instagram and Twitter/X, and you can find me on this channel during the season once the games finally start, the real games. Because I'm not gonna bet, preseason games, but when the real games start,
you're not that much of a degenerate.
No, I'm not that much of a degenerate. But when the real games start, we'll be betting some NFL. And I'll be telling you, giving you my 5 best bets of the week, so y'all can make some money. So please tune in for that on Wednesdays, 8 o'clock, because that's when I'll be doing the show.
All right, guys. My name is Fares Muthana. You feel me at Fares Muthana on Twitter, _Fares_Muthana on Instagram. You can find me here every Friday live, but also every Friday premiere on our entertainment channel. I do the Angel Rewatchers episode, as well as the original Buffy Rewatchers episode Thursdays on our post credits channel. That's every Thursday, 3 o'clock Pacific live.
We're doing a SummerSlam watch along, right?
We are doing a SummerSlam watch along this weekend, so make sure to join us there. Both nights. Shout out to SummerSlam. It's happening in MetLife, so we'll see that. Apparently, the New York Giants. There's maybe some.
But they're gonna be SummerSlam.
Yeah, because people forget Lawrence Taylor headlined WrestleMania against Bam Bam Bigelow. The New York Giants. Art Stapleton wrote an article. Let me see it. Shout out to my boy Art. Before we head on out, Art Stapleton. He said right here. Where's this article? We're up next. New York Giants defensive stars ready for their LT moment at WWE SummerSlam. And depending on it, it could be a smattering of people. Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, maybe there. LT really gave it to him. He's been doing work. Burns quipped, to which Tibbs replied, "We're up next." So, could we see the trio of Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns at WrestleMania doing some wrestling?
What, are they gonna get involved in the Jelly Roll match?
Absolutely not. They have been invited to sit ringside, so they've accepted it. So there's that. Dexter Lawrence is also going to be there. So imagine a stable, Caleb, a wrestling stable of Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns. Baby, if y'all need a manager, I'll be your manager, man. I will be your Jimmy Hart. I will be your Bobby Heenan. Guys, I will be it. Call me. So there's that. So, yep. On that note, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.